Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter. I'm writing for Last Word on Sports. I cover the Buffalo Bills and the NFL. Also, I write for CFLNewsHub.com, and I cover the Hamilton Tiger Cats for the CFL. On Football Scientific, we also talk about the IFL, the NAL, the CFL, and the European League of Football, along with some college football sometimes. So today, our goal is to go through the news in the NFL, CFL, IFL, and UFL. And then we're going to share our AFC and NFC power rankings after week 2, heading into week 3. So I'm joined by my guest host, Ziggy the Zebra. Ziggy the Zebra, here, ready to go. Hoping the Colts are number 1 in the AFC, because that's close related to me. You know, Colts and Zebras were pretty much friends. So they're like my cousin, you know? They're like my cousin. Hope they're number 1. Well, okay, well, we'll see. Okay, all right, so here we go. First, business in NFL, Dallas Cowboys. Defensive end Jadeveon Clowney got signed by Dallas late last week. He says he expects to play versus the Bears this week. We'll see. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow definitely out for 3 months. That's old news. Yesterday they signed quarterback, former Packers quarterback Sean Clifford to fill in. They signed quarterback Mike White, who's with Buffalo, to their practice squad to kind of fill in. So right now, the Bengals quarterback room is Jake Browning at number 1, Brett Rippon at number 2, number 3, Sean Clifford, number 4, Mike White. So we'll see if they can put together some wins with that group of quarterbacks. Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy is out for 2 to 4 weeks, which they're probably thankful for that if you're a Vikings fan. They got played horrible. He'll be back approximately October 19th versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, J.J. McCarthy out. Okay. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defensive tackle Elijah Cansey tore his pec and he's going to undergo season-end surgery. That was during their victory on Monday night in their last drive victory against Houston Texans. Detroit Lions, they signed to their practice roster former Patriots and Ravens wide receiver cornerback Malik Cunningham. It's suspected they're using him to simulate Lamar Jackson. They play Ravens this week. They're using Malik Cunningham to simulate Lamar Jackson. Cincinnati Bengals, they officially moved Joe Burrow to the IR, and they signed wide receiver Kendrick Pryor to the practice roster. So they're trying to make some moves and get things shored up. Houston Texans signed safety Jalen Mills to the practice squad. They also signed linebacker Neville Hewitt to the linebacker Neville Hewitt. Okay. There you go. All right, Carolina Panthers signed former Bengals linebacker Mema Nungameta and Ravens center Nick Samara. Okay, to the practice roster. So people are loading up, trying to fill in some gaps. We're already in the middle of injury season. It's been injury season since August, really. So, Kansas City Chiefs have stated their intentions to sign Odell Beckham Jr. That has not happened yet, but they're trying to come to agreement to get Odell Beckham Jr. to get their another weapon. They're dealing with a lot of guys suspended and injuries and suspensions, really. Rashee Rice. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, left tackle Luke Goedeke. He re-injured his foot. He's going to be out for multiple weeks. They still got the win against Houston without him, so I mean, it's pretty good. Jacksonville Jaguars, released safety Darnell Savage. Minnesota Vikings running back Aaron Jones is out. Okay, they're re-signing running back Cam Akers, who used to be at the Vikings before Aaron Jones, but he's coming back to the Vikings to fill in for Aaron Jones. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen is going to probably use a visor this week. He's going to be able to play with his nose injury. Was playing with a visor. I typed up a Buffalo Bills Miami Dolphins preview today. It hasn't been published yet. I resent it to the editor, hoping they'll get that published. They play tomorrow on Thursday. Okay. New England Patriots. Jawan Bentley. He used to be a Patriot, but now he's on the Steelers practice squad. He's joined Jabril Peppers, who also used to be a Patriot, is now on the Steelers practice squad. Okay, Washington Commanders are expected to sign free agent pass rusher Preston Smith to get some pass rush going. Atlanta Falcons head coach Raheem Morris says that cornerback A.J. Terrell Jr. is week to week with a hamstring injury. New York Jets quarterback Justin Fields has been ruled out for their game versus Tampa Bay with a concussion. Tyrod Hill is going to start. Buffalo really made an impact on Justin Fields. Concussion. Okay, Washington Commanders. There's a lot of questions about Jalen Daniels and his sprained knee. Right now, Dan Quinn says he's 50-50 to play. They are getting Marcus Mariota ready to go. He's on one of my fantasy teams, so I'm hoping he can play, but I might just have to get back a quarterback real quick. So I think I got Sam Darnold, honestly. LA Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh says that Khalil Mack will go on injury reserve due to an elbow injury, so he's going to be out for a while. San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy has been practicing this week. He's in limited practice because of his toe injury and his left shoulder injury, but now Kyle Shanahan says he has a chance to play. He's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks, but now he's got a chance to play. So I wouldn't be playing. They won a game with Mac Jones last week. Come out and win another game. Let Purdy get healthy. That's what I would do. All right, so with all these changes and all the games played in week 2, we didn't talk about San Diego. They defeated the Raiders 20-9. Pretty dominant. They're pretty dominant with the Raiders. Tampa Bay beat the Houston Texans. Texans played horrible on offense. Tampa Bay did enough to win. LA Chargers came out and dominated the Raiders, showing the Raiders that they're not great. Okay, so now we have our power rankings after week 2, heading into week 3. First in the NFC, our number 1 NFC teams, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to be there until they get knocked off, y'all. They may not be the best team in the NFC currently, but they're going to be there until they get knocked off. They're 2-0 right now, okay? Number 2, Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers are playing good football. They smacked the Washington Commanders last week, and they're 2-0. Number 3, LA Rams. They're playing good football. They're 2-0. They're number 3. Number 4, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're playing really good football. They're 2-0. They're number 4 in the NFC. Number 5, San Francisco 49ers. Despite all their injury issues, despite Brock Purdy, they're still winning games. So they're number 5 in the NFC. Number 6, Arizona Cardinals are 2-0. I mean, they are what they are. They're never going to be the best team in the league, most likely. But they're not the worst team, and they're picking up wins. So they're at number 6. Number 7, Seattle Seahawks. Picked up a big win over Pittsburgh this week. I got them at number 7 or 1-1. At number 8, I got Detroit Lions for 1-1. Just kind of up and down, up and down. They blew out the Bears. We'll see what they are. Probably we'll see what they are really this week. They're at number 8. Number 9, Washington Commanders. They would be higher, except all these injuries, man. You got injuries they're dealing with. They're bringing in new pass rushers. They don't fill me with confidence right now. They're my number 9 NFC team at 1-1. Number 10, Dallas Cowboys. And they beat the Giants. They had to stretch it to overtime to beat the Giants. But they just, once again, confidence level is low with them. I just don't see them being a great team right now. Atlanta Falcons are our number 11. Yeah, they won. They destroyed Minnesota Vikings, but and they hurt J.J. McCarthy. But J.J. McCarthy played like trash in that game. I don't think beating the Vikings right now is a measuring stick for how good you are. I got Atlanta at 11. Number 12, Minnesota Vikings are 12, 1-1. Number 13, NFC, we got New York Giants at 0-2. They're the best 0-2 team. They almost beat the Cowboys. Came up short in overtime. Number 14, New Orleans Saints. Honestly, they're better than I thought they'd be. They played a close game. Spencer Rattler's the 9th best quarterback statistically in the NFC. Maybe in the NFL. I mean, he's doing better than expected, but they're still not winning football games, so they're number 14. Number 15, Carolina Panthers do look like it doesn't look like their moves in the offseason really helped. Number 16, Chicago Bears. Yeah, it didn't help, man. You did all these moves. You got Ben Johnson, and you're still getting beat, y'all. They got destroyed 52-21 by the Lions. That's not good. Not if you're a Bears fan, at least. Okay, in AFC power rankings, number 1, Buffalo Bills. Look, the most dominant team in the league right now. They're 2-0. Unless they stumble, which I don't think they'll stumble this week. I got them at 2-0, number 1. Number 2, I got the LA Chargers at number 2. They have the 2 most impressive victories over the Chiefs. That's big. The Chiefs might be a dumpster fire this year, so the Chargers might fall. But they came out and dominated the Raiders. Both good games. Number 3, Indianapolis Colts. They destroyed Miami, which doesn't seem that impressive right now. But then they beat Denver, and I did not expect them to beat Denver, honestly. I figured Denver had probably the best defense in the league, but that's not true. They're not playing that kind of football right now. Number 4, Got the Baltimore Ravens at 1-1. They're not playing bad football. They just got upset by Buffalo, but they came out and smacked the Browns. They're in the middle of things. They're a contender. They're 1-1. Number 5, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 1-1. They got snuck up on by Seattle, man. They beat the Jets, which doesn't look that impressive right now, and they got snuck up on by Seattle. I figured they'd beat Seattle. They could not beat Seattle. They're 1-1. They're number 5. They could be falling pretty quickly here. Number 6, Denver Broncos. The reason Pittsburgh isn't at number 6 because Denver Broncos lost to the Colts. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought they were a better team, but they're 1-1 and they're number 6. Number 7, Cincinnati Bengals are the only 2-0 team that's not in the top 4. I just think without Joe Burrow and with Jake Browning, they're not better than the Ravens or the Steelers or the Broncos. So I got them at number 7. I still have them as a playoff team. The number 7 spot's a playoff team. I just don't have them as as the best in the division. I have the Ravens as the best. Right now, my division winners would be Buffalo, LA Chargers, Indianapolis Colts, Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh would be number 5, Denver would be number 6, Cincinnati would be number 7. Okay? 2-8, which isn't bad. If they can hang out at that with Jake Browning, hey, you're doing really good, Bengals. He's got to make the playoffs, man. You might get Joe Burrow back. He'll be fresh and ready. You go run to a Super Bowl. Okay? Number 8, Jacksonville Jaguars are 1-1. They got beat by Cincinnati without Joe Burrow. That's a downer for them, but an upper for Bengals. Number 9, Houston Texans. They should have beat Tampa Bay, but they couldn't finish a drive with anything. Their offense is garbage right now. They're 0-2, okay? And Indianapolis is running away with that South Division right now, AFC South. Number 10, I had a lot of controversy on the last part of the AFC. A lot of teams are good, but not good, and they're close. Who would beat who? That's why they go by. So at number 10, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 0-2. They're having a rough start to the season. I knew they would because the secret to stopping Patrick Mahomes was shared by me on Substack before the Super Bowl. And Philadelphia Eagles listened to my article, and they smacked down the Chiefs, and now they did it again, and everyone's doing it. And you're going to see everyone blitzing from Patrick Mahomes' right side. He can only complete passes when he rolls to his right, so he's making rolls to his left, and it's over. His career is done. Number 11, Las Vegas Raiders are 1-1. They beat the Patriots. They didn't beat the Chargers. Where are they at? It's hard to say. I think they're not as good as the Chiefs. Number 12, New England Patriots, 1-1. They got beat by the Raiders, but they just came back and beat Miami, who's one of the worst teams in the league right now in my mind. So what's that one win? I don't know. Number 13, New York Jets, 0-2, and Justin Fields is hurt and out, so I think they'll be 0-3. Number 14, Miami Dolphins, they're 0-2, and I believe they'll be 0-3, and I think the Bills will smack them, and Mike McDaniel will probably get fired after they smack him. They'll have 10 days before they play again. I think that'll be enough time to replace Mike McDaniel. Number 15, Tennessee Titans are 0-2. Did you expect different than that? I didn't. They're exactly what I expected them to be. And number 16, Cleveland Browns are 0-2. Once again, they're exactly what I expected them to be. Okay. Boom. CFL news. From the last 2 days, there's been a lot of moves. First, I wrote an article about this last night on CFL News Hub. Hamilton Tiger Cats made a bunch of moves last night. They signed American linebacker Ryan Mead. They signed American running back Marcus Yarns. They signed American defensive back Cameron Bergeron. They moved running back Shane Watts to the practice squad. They signed American defensive lineman Calderon. Okay, I forget his first name. But why are they doing that? They're doing that to shore up their roster before they go into playoff mode. Okay, so they're in good shape. They're first place in the East, but they do have some injuries, and they're trying to shore that stuff up. Ottawa Red Blacks, they moved to the practice roster American quarterback Haji Malik Williams. They moved to a same-game injured list American offensive lineman Parker Moore. They signed American wide receiver Latrell Jones. They added from the practice roster American defensive lineman Jesse Evans. They released national linebacker Woodley Apollon. They added from the practice roster American defensive lineman Chase McGowan. So they're trying to build up and trying to get back into this playoff race. That was a big loss last week. They should have won that game, really, I think. But they came up short, and now they're struggling. Our Red Blacks continue. They moved to the same game injured list American punter Richie Leone. And they signed American running back Elijah Collier. Montreal Alouettes released American linebacker K.D. Davis. They signed American running back Tyon Evans. They moved to the practice roster American wide receiver Alexander Hollins. And they moved to the practice roster National Defensive Lineman Philippe Lemieux, a Cardinal. They always move him every week. Edmonton, as they prepare to play the Tiger Cats this week, signed American defensive lineman Gavin Meyer. They signed American linebacker Alexander Mueller, and they released American defensive line Eli Mostert. So they're trying to do what they can to rebuild their defense and try to get a win against Hamilton. That would be huge. That'd be very depressing for Hamilton, honestly. Today in the CFL, Ottawa Redblacks signed American punter Noah Getman to replace the punter that they moved to injured list yesterday. They moved to single injured American running back William Stanback. That's a big loss for Ottawa. William Stanback's a good running back, and he's out for them now, at least for a little while, at least for one game. BC Lions, they moved to the practice roster American defensive back Cameron Stone. Okay. Toronto Argonauts moved to the practice roster American DB Delonte Hood. Once again, Saskatchewan Roughriders moved to the practice squad global punter Jesse Marco. And Hamilton Ticats signed an offensive lineman to their practice squad today. American offensive line Joey Lombard. He played at South Dakota. He was with the Kansas City Chiefs last year. I'm going to write an article about him today, so probably after dinner. So that'll be coming down the pike. Okay, and then in the UFL, Michigan Panthers re-signed defensive back Nate Brooks, and they signed offensive tackle Julian Pearl. Arizona Cardinals re-signed former Arlington Renegades defensive tackle Kion Bars to their practice squad. And Pittsburgh Steelers signed Michigan Panthers DN Kenny Willix to their practice roster. So we're trying to get some more UFL guys getting a chance to come out here and play. Okay, some arena football news and some interesting things. First, in the IFL, Shady Sports Network was the first to say Bay Area Panthers are done. They'll be dormant in 2026, but if you know anything about the IFL, when you're dormant, that means you're done. No one comes back from that. Bismarck Bucks, Sioux Falls Storm, it's just over, Rover. Okay, you're out. You're dormant. Why were they dormant? Because they went all in to win the championship, and then they blew up their funding. Okay, bad business decisions. That's how you get put out in the arena football world. A lot of times, it's better to burn out than to fade away, I guess. So teams come into these leagues, they try to blow it up, they try to win a big championship, and then they burn out real quick. So that's the nature of arena football and indoor football. IFL is still the best out there, but it still has similar issues. Okay, boom. Vegas Nighthawks extend head coach Mike Davis through 2029. They won national championship this year, so we're trying to keep him in there. National Arena League, the Shreveport Rouxgaroux have changed ownership. Their new owner is Keith Carter, and he wants to give the Shreveport Rouxgaroux a more Louisiana regional aspect, more regional pride. Right on the border of Louisiana, Texas. So they're trying to be Louisiana Rouxgaroux now. Rouxgaroux! Also, I saw a weird thing. There's a channel on YouTube called the AFN Arena Football Network. And the NAL got really mad at them and threatened legal action against them for using their logos and team names and footage. I don't do that stuff. Why don't I do that stuff? Because I don't want to get my channel shut down or banned, and I don't want to get sued. So people don't think about that, but I think about that. I can't afford that, So, well, my show is basic. It's never going to get us in trouble, and I'm approved by the NAL. I'm on the media rights list for them, so I think I wouldn't get in trouble anyway, but I'm not going to use their stuff illegally, and that's a big difference between me and a lot of other shows. A lot of other shows do whatever they feel like, but that's not how reality works, kids. You're breaking some laws, okay? So try not to do that. Other channels actually do that. All the channels should do that. They should all be shut down. The only one left should be Football Scientific. Field goal for us. We'll take all your followers, okay? I'm happy to take all your followers. So remember, check out Last Word on Sports. NFL articles, check out CFLNewsHub.com. Canadian football articles. Check out, subscribe to the channel, boop, and like the video, boop. I'll make some shorts after dinner about the AFC and NFC power rankings, and then also I'm going to write this article about the new offensive line, Joey Lombard, to the TireCast. So check it on CFL News Hub. That is the football scientific portal for tonight, and this portal is now closed.